Hey girlfriends, welcome back to the channel for another video this week. If you're new here, my name is GeranikaMycia, but all my friends call me G. And if you're a returning subscriber, thanks for coming back this week and clicking on my face. If you haven't already, go ahead and give this video a big thumbs up, like, share, comment, subscribe. Make sure to follow me on Instagram, girl, for all of the fabulous updates, and come back each week for weekly uploads. So in today's video, we're going to be doing fashion police, and I'm very excited for this because we're going to be rating some of the best and worst Met Gala moments. Now this year at the Met Gala, they honored Karl Lagerfeld, and let me tell you something, I was so excited for this this year's theme because I'm obsessed with Karl. Like, when it comes to Karl, how could you not be a fashion girl and appreciate all of the things that this man has done in fashion? I feel like he alone did so much that a lot of people don't even know about. Like, a lot of people don't know that Karl Lagerfeld was the person who created the iconic Fendi FF logo. He's the person that made Chanel what it is today, because Chanel was at one point, they were like, nobody was buying Chanel. This was like years and years, probably before I was born. People, I believe Chanel was going like out of business. They were filed for bankruptcy. It was just like Chanel was not the Chanel we know it to be today. I feel like we know Chanel to be what it is today because of Karl Lagerfeld, point blank period. If we're being honest, if you look at Chanel right now versus the Chanel with Karl, it's also a totally different Chanel. I personally feel like Karl Chanel was a moment, even down to the fashion shows. He really added a little spice to Chanel, but still keeping it that classic Chanel with a little twist. But nowadays, it's just like a lot of people do not know what this man has done. Another thing that I was realizing while watching the Met Gala red carpet. Listen, first of all, I had the Met Gala red carpet playing on my TV, my phone, a tablet, and my computer. I was watching every single streaming service that I could possibly watch it from, because each I believe like Vogue, E! News, Access Hollywood, all these different companies or media sites had different coverage. As I'm watching it, I was realizing they had a lot of people talking about fashion that me personally, I don't even look to for fashion. I feel like the world is changing so much that when it comes to fashion, I personally do not believe people look to celebrities for fashion. I do believe people look to like influencers and celebrity stylists for fashion. It's just kind of like celebrities is not where we go to get our, I guess, fashion fix. And they had all of these celebrities and media moguls, I guess you can say, media people talking about fashion, and the whole time I'm watching it, I'm like, oh my God, can we please get commentary from people who actually know how to describe fashion? Now, I'm not saying everybody who was covering it wasn't giving what needs to be gave, but the streams that I was watching, it was just not giving. The whole time I'm watching the streams on different sites, I'm like, oh my God, the one person who was missing throughout this whole night, y'all, I'm gonna say Andre Leon Talley was definitely missing. His presence, his knowledge, his commentary, all of it was just missing. And as I'm thinking about him, the other person that popped up in my mind was Joan Rivers. I'm like, oh my God, right now I would love to be watching Fashion Police, because it's kind of like they used to give you the real on people's looks. They're not sugarcoating it. A lot of people that I was watching, you can tell they just kind of like was hired for the job. They don't really know much about fashion. This one girl had on this beautiful gown with like chiffon and tulle and all of these things, and the person couldn't even describe the dress or the materials. And I'm just like, oh girl, can we really get the fashion girls there? Okay, I was just looking, searching through the media for people who actually knew how to describe fashions. But that was my take on watching it. But this year, y'all, I'm gonna say this, well, should I say it now? No, we'll say it at the end. But let's just hop right into these looks, because I can go on and on and on about this year's Met Gala. But let's just start with the looks. Okay, so first up on the list, y'all, we have to talk about Diddy and Karisha pulling up to the Met Gala. And when I tell you, first of all, I didn't see Karisha. When they first came on the carpet, the first person I saw was Diddy, and I instantly said Diddy is gonna be the best dressed when it comes to men. He killed it, okay? It was the black, it was the cape, it was just giving Karl. And I was so proud. Like, when I tell you June Ambrose did that, like, that's another person that I would have loved to see on the carpet, like giving us commentary on fashion. June Ambrose and like the Colin is Cardi B's stylist. It's like those type of people. I want to hear your commentary, but of course you have to be politically correct and you can't really give your opinion, whatever. When it comes to Diddy's look, girl, when I tell you I was screaming, like screaming to the top of my lungs, like yes. And then, because I told you I'm watching it on 4 different things. So I'm on the computer when they first showed Diddy. And then by the time I looked up on the TV and saw that he brought Karisha, I was like, oh my God. Because at this point, Karisha and Diddy came on the carpet pretty early. So at this point, nobody was just giving me the vibes. And I was just like, I was just kind of like a little bored at that point. Everybody was, it was not giving me what I wanted from this year's Met Gala. Child, when they showed up, they understood the assignment, and I'm gonna say 10 out of 10. Karisha, the detailing, all of the things were so good. Okay, the dress, that detailing on that dress was so good. But one thing girl, I'm so proud of Karisha. Y'all, Karisha used Beyonce stylist. I think her name is Marnie. I think Marnie did like Beyonce a tour or something like that. It's this girl, she's good. Okay, Karisha not only understood the Met Gala's red carpet assignment, but my girl went to the after party looking like a bottle of brown Karl Lagerfeld Chanel, vintage Chanel. She was giving Babs mixed with a little vintage Chanel. Y'all, I was here for the moment. She had the hair, the city girl hair, but a lot of people was like, oh, they didn't like it. I was like, what I loved about Karisha's look, she was on trend. The night was honoring Karl Lagerfeld, and if you know anything about Karl, when it comes to the Chanel detailing, even if you go back and watch his like documentaries, he was so particular about the chains on the Chanel bags and the chain detailing. Girl, the chain detailing on her dress was just giving you vintage Chanel, and I was just here for it. So when it comes to Diddy and Karisha, 10 out of 10. They showed up and showed out, and I was just here for it. Next up, we have the Kardashian-Jenner family. So we're gonna just loop them all into one. Now, I told you I'm watching on 4 different things. The phone, the iPad, the computer, and the TV. So as soon as they showed up, the first person I saw was Kylie, and I was like, absolutely not. Like, sis, you could have stayed home. You missed the mark. This is not even it. Like, did anybody tell her that the thing? So the funny thing was this. I think that was Access Hollywood. Girl, they was giving you the tea, because what I like about them, Vogue was keeping it really cute, really elegant. Access Hollywood was giving you like the shady tea. They'll like zoom in on somebody's face to show you like, girl, that ain't it. As they entered the carpet, it was Kim, Kylie, and Kendall. Child, Kylie first, then it was Kim, then it was Kendall. They was trying to like give everybody the moment to take their own picture. So Kylie walked up. First of all, you can tell she was super nervous and she was very uncomfortable. So she started doing her little thing, and I'm just like, girl. So Kim, they zoomed in on Kim's face, and Kim kind of like looked like at Kylie like, girl, they about to eat you alive. Kim just knew she was about to be that girl, period. So as Kim turned, Kylie kind of like go up, and I can tell she knew like, girl, we messed up, because people wasn't even like really, hey Kylie, this way. It was just kind of like, okay, cool. And then Kim come, girl. Kim, you could not tell Kim that she was shutting down the red carpet. She was best dressed. To me, it was giving none of that. It was giving none of that. Now, her little jacket that she had, the little long thing, it was cute, but she was more trying to give you like body and silhouette. She was trying to have a moment, but to me, it wasn't the moment. Now, out of all 3 sisters, I cannot lie to you. When Kendall walked on that runway, Miss Mamas, I had a moment, y'all. It was giving Karl Lagerfeld. She understood the assignment. I get it. Kim had on like pearls. Kylie just did, girl, could have stayed home with the kids. All of the kids at that point. Kendall understood the assignment. It was definitely giving Chanel. It was giving Karl Lagerfeld. It was giving the Karl collar, the black, the white, the dramatic sleeves. One thing about Karl, y'all, he was into details. That man, he can spot something across the room and it's like, that's not right. He was so particular about the details, and with that, I was so good. I was just like excited. She was giving you like this Karl Lagerfeld 2003, 2023 superhero Barbie. It was just good, okay? The body, the hair, the glam. I gave her a 5 because I was feeling it. Now, it wasn't a 10 because for me, for the Met Gala, that's kind of like when you just go all out, okay? And for me, she showed up, but she didn't show out. She didn't show out. I felt like they could have came a little harder, but they did not. So we're going to just group them up together. And Kendall got a 5. I'm gonna give Kim a 3 because she was on trend, I guess, with the pearls. It just wasn't my favorite. And even the fact that after the fact, I didn't even really hear much about her outfit. Kylie girl, she got a pure 0. Next up on the list, we have Lizzo. Now, when it comes to Lizzo look, soon as she hit the red carpet, I was instantly disappointed because I was like, I know Lizzo and her team, y'all, can do so much better than this. First of all, I feel like a lot of these looks you guys are seeing, or if you did not watch the live stream, you get to see it after. A lot of the looks, you had to see it on the carpet and the way it flows and moves to really get the full vibe of it. With Lizzo, when she would walk, to me her dress was not even properly fitted, and it just made her look very mature, and it did not flatter her body, and it was just not a vibe. I was just like, ugh. When it comes to the hair, I was disappointed. When it came to the makeup, I was disappointed because her makeup artist, he is sick, and I just thought he would do like something so fun, and a lot of people just played it way too safe. They treated the carpet like a regular red carpet, and I was just like, I want more, give me more. And her hair, I hate, girl, that hair was so bad, and I was just like, this is not it. And I feel like even when she was walking, she wasn't even giving us that confident Lizzo. She was very kind of like a shell of herself, and I just was like, this ain't it. I don't even feel like she was confident in what she was wearing, and it just showed. And I think I gave Lizzo a 2 because I know Lizzo can do better. That dress was not flattering on her at all. Next up, we have Jack Harlow. When it came to Jack Harlow, I would literally say you could have stayed home with Kylie. Y'all could have watched this on the couch at the house, watching the kids order some pizza like this was the Super Bowl, because the Met Gala is kind of like the Super Bowl of fashion. Child, they could have stayed home. This was so lazy. It definitely gave like, oh, what is this? Now, with Jack Harlow, this look definitely gave. He sent his assistant because clearly he did not have a stylist for this. If he did, they should be fired. Send them to Chanel, give me a pair of pants and a jacket. Woo-hoo, I'm Jack Harlow, I can show up and do it. He did not understand the mark. Jack Harlow probably have no idea who Karl Lagerfeld is. A lot of these people probably have no idea who Karl Lagerfeld was. And in my head, I'm like, if you're gonna go to the Met Gala, you should do like your research on this person, like, girl. But so he just gave lazy. I gave him a pure 0, okay? Next up, I have Ice Spice. Now, Ice Spice also looked like she was going to just a regular red carpet. I think she looked gorgeous, but it was not for the Met Gala. So her look, I don't think I even rated the look. I'm gonna give her, well, I was about to say, I'm going to give her a 2 just for showing up and being there, because being there is such a big deal. She just literally hopped up on the scene, and now she's at the Met Gala, so that's huge, okay? And the Met Gala tables are like $275,000, so you have to be invited. So if somebody like, okay, I have a $275,000 table and I want to invite you, you're doing something, okay? But I do feel like the dress was not Met Gala appropriate. It was not even Karl Lagerfeld appropriate. It was Ice Spice appropriate. So that's that on that. Next up, I have somebody, y'all. Soon as I saw her in the tunnel, I was like, okay, somebody else understood the assignment. Cardi B. Let me tell you something. Cardi and Colin is Cardi B's assistant. Baby, a dynamic duo. When she hooked up with Colin, Cardi B, the trajectory of everything for her changed. I feel like she just started getting invited to more fashion events. She started doing more like collaborations. That's when we first started seeing her introduced to Birkins, because she was even like, she wasn't into it until her stylist like put her on to different things. Colin literally elevated Cardi to a level that we see her at today. Now, of course, my girl, she works hard, but when it comes to fashion, Colin, ooh, one thing he gonna do, y'all, he gonna get it. Now, with Cardi B's look, I was so proud, because the whole time I'm watching a carpet, I'm like, okay, I don't see anybody's doing like a true tribute to, at this point, when I'm watching a carpet. I'm like, I don't see anybody who's really like doing it for Carl. Carl is in heaven judging the hell out these looks. Like, how dare y'all sitting next to Andre Leon Talley, girl, dragging the girls for filth in the fashion heaven, okay? Y'all, when Cardi came down that tunnel and hit that red carpet and I saw that hair, when I saw the gray hair, oh my God, I literally hit one of these moments. She did it. Not only did she do it, she gave us the Chanel, I forgot the name of the flower. So she had the Chanel flowers on the dress that's oversized in 3D. She had the Karl Lagerfeld collar with the tie, because if you know Karl, girl, he's gonna give you a nasty old black tie with a white shirt. The headband, the earrings, everything about Cardi's look, the glam, the way she was so animated when she got on the carpet, it was a presentation. It was amazing. Like, I was so proud of her. It was so amazing. And I was just like, this is what I want to see. I want the girls, this is your night to go above and beyond and give us outrageous fashions. That is the Met Gala. And I feel like when she showed up, y'all, my girl showed out. Next up, I have another fave of mine, and that's gonna be Teyana Taylor, baby. Teyana Taylor, my girl, my girl, my girl. Y'all, as soon as she came up to the carpet, I said another girl. Her and Cardi arrived at the carpet around the same time. So as I'm seeing Cardi on one, I think on Vogue, I'm seeing Teyana Taylor on Access Hollywood. So they're kind of like behind each other. When I tell you, when I saw Teyana, I say amazing. Not only was it amazing, it was an ode to Carl, but it was still in a Teyana Taylor's fashion comfort zone. It was like her twist on it. She showed us a little body. She gave us a tweed. It was like her take on a tweed suit, because if you know Carl, he loves a tweed, girl, when it comes to Chanel. I was loving it. Now, the only thing I did not like about Teyana's outfit was her bag, but I ignored the bag and I was like, this is just too good. She just gave us a moment. The hair, the ducktail in the back with the face, dang, I can't. She had like this netted, I'm losing my thought. If you ever watch Chanel runway shows, they're really good for having like the little hats with the fishnet. She just looks so amazing, y'all, and I definitely gave her a 10 out of 10. Y'all, I'm breaking down all these outfits, but I don't even know if I'm telling y'all what I gave the people. I'm just so excited about the fashions, girl. But Teyana, I gave Teyana a 10 out of 10. She ate it up. Next on the list, y'all, I have my favorite moment of the Met Gala. Oh my goodness. When I saw them clear the runway, well, the runway, when I saw them clear the red carpet, I said, oh, something big about to happen. Now, as this person come up, I see him in these beautiful black trousers, the hair, the skin, and he had like a white thing on. And I'm like, okay. But when he starts to walk, girl, I feel like I got so emotional. Like, I can't even lie, y'all. I got so emotional. I didn't cry, but I got so emotional because I was like, this right here, the assignment was beyond understood. I feel like Andre Leon Talley and Karl Lagerfeld was in heaven saying, they was just like, yes, somebody showed the hell up. Y'all, it was Jeremy Pope, and I believe he showed up with Balmain. Oh my God, he had this train with a Karl Lagerfeld face in it. The thing about the train, if, like I keep saying, if you know Carl, he was so big on details. Like, if you watch his documentaries, the way he would pick stuff apart, like, oh no, this is not right, this looks cheap, no, let's change this to this. The details on this dang on train, this cape, I think, was so sick. Carl loved a good cape, girl. So I was so excited to see all of the men in capes. This right here was hands down my favorite moment, and if we're being honest, I wish this was the ending, like the close out moment of the Met Gala, because he killed it. The detailing, the length, the width. This thing took up the whole red carpet. They had to move everyone off of the carpet. This was so good, y'all, and I just was like, this is his moment. And the way he stood there, child, shining like new money, I screamed. So for me, y'all, this was hands down my favorite moment, because I was like, this right here, this is how you do it. If you are trying to honor somebody, this is how you do it. And I love the fact that he kept the trousers was so simple and chic with such an amazing tailored cut. He had his hair up. It was just giving you pure fashions, and I appreciated every minute of it, girl, every single second. Next up, I have the queen of black and white herself, girl, and that is Janelle Monae. And y'all, when she showed up, I was actually looking for her, because I was like, first of all, if you know Karl Lagerfeld, his color palette is black and white, period. Black and white. Every time you see Karl, he's in black and white. And I was like, where is she? I know she's gonna give us something so good, y'all. She did not disappoint. So when she showed up in all of this goodness. It's like this overcoat slash cape on top of this tent, like a fashion tent, girl. It's like a tinted dress. I don't know what you want to call it, but she did a nice presentation, y'all. And I was like, see, this is what I want. Give me extraness. Give me all of the things. So she took off this cape, child, and underneath the cape she had on this gorgeous tint dress, and I believe it was lined with pearls and stones. But not only was it lined with pearls and stones, she paired it with these platform heel sneakers, which I was just like, yes, yes, for the moment. But can we just get into the body? Everybody was talking about Lori Harvey's body like a year ago. Can we please get Janelle Monae's workout plan? Y'all, she had on a black bikini with pearl detailing. And what I love about her, she was so committed to the look that she was at the after party, y'all, dancing and performing on the bar in the bikini. It was giving, girl, it was so good, y'all. It was so good. The body, the face card, the hair, the glam. Her presentation was so good. I believe I also gave her 10. It was so appropriate for the Met Gala, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. So next up, I have Lil Nas X. Now, if we're being honest, y'all, I was so disappointed. As soon as he came to the carpet, I was just like, why did they even let him here? Why did they invite him? Why was he allowed to participate? I was just so disappointed because, first of all, Lil Nas X, he's such an attractive guy. He has a beautiful skin, beautiful hair, a nice body, nice posture. I wanted a real fashion moment from him. Like a real fashion moment, not like trolling us and doing all of this craziness. Now, he was supposed to be a cat. I don't know what kind of cat, child. This was not Carl's cat. This was the alley cat, girl. This was not given for me. And I was just ready for him to get off of the red carpet, and you can also tell a lot of the people was ready to get him off the carpet, because when he came, they was taking pictures of him, but a lot of people wasn't stopping him to do interviews. Every time they would ask him questions, he was like meow meow, and he's just strutting. I'm like, girl, go ahead, please go so we can see real fashions. I was disappointed because I personally wanted to see a real fashion moment from him. Next up, we have Doja Cat, who also showed up as a cat. Now, when I first saw Doja Cat, I was just kind of like, okay. I can't lie, y'all. When I first saw it, I wasn't feeling it. I was just like, what is going on? Like, what is happening? Is she joking? Is she playing? But as I'm gonna say not the even day, as probably the week went by, and I kept seeing her look, I was able to appreciate it more, especially down to the detailing on the dress. She had the cat ears, she had the prosthetics on her face that made her look like a cat. But the thing that made me be like, okay, I appreciate the moment. The dress was actually very beautiful, y'all. But at the bottom, she had these feathers that gave you more of like a feline cat vibe. It looked like cat fur, and I was like, oh, this is actually good. This is actually really, really good. So it took for me a few days to actually appreciate her look. Did I rate it? I don't believe I rated it. I don't even know what to rate it, because for me it's not a 10. But I do appreciate it. One thing I do appreciate about Doja, she's gonna commit to the look. No matter what look she's giving, she's gonna commit to it. So in that aspect, I did appreciate it, and I thought the dress was beautiful. Next up, I have Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union. Now, another couple that showed up, and I felt like they could have stayed home because they did not understand the assignment. I feel like this was not the moment for this moment. First of all, I'm not gonna say that. I'm gonna save that for myself. I just feel like Dwayne and Gabrielle was just not on theme, and I just felt like it wasn't Met Gala appropriate. Like, I wanted to see them go all out. Now, I could tell Dwayne, girl, he wanted his moment, but Gabrielle was like, nah, let's just chill. If we're being honest, I would rather see their daughter run the walk the red carpet than them. They could have like stayed in the crowd across the street with the regular people. clapping for the daughter. Or they could have stayed in the car and dropped her off, because I know she would have ate the girls down, okay? She would have ate the girls down with a nice little walk, okay? Because baby, when she walks, okay? She would have walked for the fashion gods. They didn't do it. They missed the mark, and they could have just stayed home. Next up, I have Kerry Washington. Now, she also gave me a nice little fashion moment, but it was not Met Gala appropriate. Now, she was on theme, I guess you can say, if you're doing the whole tribute to Karl Lagerfeld, because she did have on black, and she had on lace, and she gave you volume. Karl loved him some volume and lace and tulle and all of the things, but when it came to her look, when I first saw her, y'all, this was another moment of me like watching. I'm like, okay, move so I can see other fashions. I want to see the girls with all of the details, the drama, the things. So move, girl, go ahead. Okay, you look cute. Go ahead, Olivia. Go ahead, Miss Pope. And yeah, it was beautiful. Don't get me wrong, she looked gorgeous, but it wasn't Met Gala gorgeous for me. I just needed a little more. Like, I felt like with this look, if she wanted to be dramatic, and this look could have gave me a lot of more volume at the back, give me a long train, give me something to be like, oh, the drama of it all. This was just kind of like, oh, I'm going to the red carpet. She could have been going to somebody's wedding, birthday party, whatever. It was not, I'm going to the gala, okay, to honor Karl. Like, no, this wasn't it for me. So for her, I was just shooing her along, and I was like, okay, Miss Pope, I see somebody in the back, some drama. Who is this? Come on, give it to me, you know? So that's how I felt about her outfit. Now, y'all, I need to end this video because I can go on and on and on about these looks. Like I said, I watched it from beginning to end, and yeah. But we cannot end out this video without talking about the finale, darling. So as I'm watching, I told you I'm watching on the TV, the phone, the iPad, the computer. All of the people like, okay, so we're waiting for the final guest. When you say final guest, the Met Gala, we know who you're talking about, girl. We get it. Riri is coming, okay? So at this point, what I loved about Access Hollywood, oh my God, next year, I would definitely be watching Access Hollywood's live stream, because they did an amazing job with covering the carpet, and they was covering the I forgot the name of the hotel that all the celebrities stayed in. And as the celebrities are coming out to the Met Gala, they're showing us the celebrities and all of the influencers. Child, they did an amazing job. So everybody's like, where's Rihanna? Where's Rihanna? Vogue is like, oh, Lala was hosting Vogue. So she was like, well, I know who's coming. I know who's coming. But we have to end the night. There was like closing out the show, and the broadcast was ending. So it was like, yeah, we can't wait anymore. At this point, I believe Rihanna was like 40 minutes late. So everybody's like, oh, this is gonna be good. This is gonna be good. She's making us wait. So on my phone, and I'm like, wait, Rihanna is leaving the hotel with ASAP. Who, oh child, we're gonna have to get into ASAP, because the way that man irritated my nerves that night. Another person who could have stayed at the house with Kylie and Dwayne Wade and them and watched the kids and watch this on TV, because he was working my nerve. So I'm watching, and I'm like, okay, Rihanna's coming. So she leave out in this fur. First of all, girl, the girls were in a frenzy. They were so upset at her for wearing this fur, and she just sashaying, woo-hoo, woo-hoo. She get into the sprinter. So in my head, I'm like, that is not her outfit. We know it was about to go down in the sprinter. My girl's about to change in the sprinter. Can we be honest? My girl is doing a lot. We've seen more of Rihanna while she's pregnant than when she was just like bad girl Riri. Like pregnant Rihanna, she's working. She's like, baby, I'm popping out these kids. We need them coins to continue to roll on in. But okay, so the broadcast, they're in it. So I'm like, okay, she's about to go to the carpet. But at this point, most of the broadcasts, I'm not sure if all of the ones that I was watching, they were ending. They're like, okay, we can't wait anymore. So they like shut down the carpet, but the photographers were staying. So most of the footage that we got to see of Rihanna was like from the media, the paparazzi and stuff like this, recording on their phone and stuff like that, because the broadcast, they could not show her because they had to shut down. So I'm like, okay, cool. I'm waiting. So Rihanna show up. The first person I see is ASAP, and we're gonna get into him. But let's just talk about, should we get into him first? Let's just get into him first. So he did an ode to Karl Lagerfeld. He basically recreated a look that Karl wore years ago. And don't get me wrong, he did okay, I guess. But even with him, I don't know, y'all. that man just was tap dancing on my last nerve. And he had on like 1,500 belts, and I'm like, okay, I didn't get it. I didn't understand it. But at this point, I'm already annoyed with him because he jumped when it was at the hotel. He's in the crowd with the regular people. He's jumping over the fence. He's just giving me, look at me, I'm famous too, woohoo. Child, you are Rihanna's handbag. Sit down, okay? Like, just sit down and give my girl her moment. So they pull up. That's all I gotta say about him. He was just getting on my nerve. They pull up. Riri steps out, and she wore Valentino, and she come with a flower. I believe it's the camellia. That, you know how you go to Chanel and they give you the bow on the bow and the flower, the details, all the things. So she have this beautiful bomber jacket, y'all, which was sickening, and it's all of the camellia flowers. I believe that's how you pronounce it. She had the glasses with the lashes. I'm like, okay, cute. But at this point, I'm not impressed. I'm just like, girl, you made us wait for this? I was not impressed, y'all. One, I did not like the color. Now, the color of the jacket, beautiful. And I love the fact that she could take it off and it gives you another look. I did not like the dress that she had on underneath it. It was not a showstopper. The fact that she got dressed in the Sprinter, you can tell, because by the time my girl made it to the carpet, she looked slightly haggard. Her hair was like sweated out in the back. She was like, whew, like, I'm tired, girl. And granted, my girl's pregnant, so I understand, but her hair in the back is low-key matted. They could have brushed it. The curls are gone. She just looked like, baby, I want this to be over. Like, I'm tired. I just want to go back home. You know, she's trying to adjust her dress. The dress wasn't, for me, I do not think the dress was flattering on her body while she's pregnant. I did not like the color of the dress. I did not like the material of the dress. It was just giving like a cheap wedding dress, and I just did not like it. And she took off the jacket, and I was like, girl, if anything, you should have kept the jacket on, because the jacket was giving more of a moment. Now, in my head, I was like, one thing that I wish they would have done for me, I think this would have been sick, okay? So just imagine she have on the white jacket, the bomber with the flowers, but the idea that they wanted was for her to like sprout out, and they have like this white dress. Just imagine if she would have gave us the white bomber with a whole crazy train of black tulle at the bottom that just go crazy. I'm talking about miles and miles of a train. That would have been so sickening. But I personally did not like Rihanna's look. I was not feeling it. I did not give her 0 because she is Riri, but it was not a 10 for me. It wasn't like, oh my gosh, she shut down the show, which she usually shut the girls down. She did not shut it down. Now, another thing I said that made me not like the look even more, something was just off. So as days goes by this week, I'm like, oh wait, I see her by herself. Like, ASAP, step to the side, girl. Give my girl her moment. So he stepped to the side, and if you go back and look at pictures of Rihanna without him in it, the look is not that bad. It's still not giving like, oh my gosh, she shut it down, but it's not that bad. He just looked like, when standing next to her in this outfit, he looked like the handbag. You know how you in a car, all us women do this. You're in a car, you're like, okay, I need to change my bag over. You're trying to change your handbag in the car to put on a nice handbag, and you're gonna leave the little raggedy handbag, the one that don't match your outfit, in the car. She should have left that handbag ASAP in the car, because he was just ruining it, and he just was so, yeah. He irked my nerve. That's all I'm gonna say. So yeah, girl, that's all I have for this video. This was pretty much my take on the Met Gala and the looks. Now, of course, I had so many other looks, but I don't want this video to be an hour long. I'm thinking next year, maybe we should do like a live stream, and I can talk to y'all while it's all happening. Like, that would be so good. Like, I could be the commentary that was missing, okay? Y'all, the funny thing is, the whole time I'm watching all of the streams from different devices, I'm like, Geranika, you over here judging these people in these outfits. So they're on the carpet. You're sick at the house on the couch with no wig on, in your pajamas, judging somebody else's look. But I was like, girl, what do you know? I know a little something, but I got an opinion, and I want to put my 2 cents in, okay? So that's all that I have for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Comment down below, let me know your best and worst Met Gala moments. And yeah, I'll see you girls in the comments. Do not forget to give this video a big thumbs up, and I'll see you girls in the next video.